Bruce Banner, Earth 616, aka The Hulk Complete Comic Series Part 1. Robert Bruce Banner is the son of Dr. Brian Banner, an atomic physicist, and his wife Rebecca. Although Rebecca deeply loved Bruce, who returned her affection, Brian hated their child. Brian never wanted children because of what happened to him and his sisters Susan and Elaine Banner. An alcoholic, and a very, very angry man, Brian was driven by an insane jealousy of Bruce for being an object of Rebecca's love. Further, Brian believed that his radiation work had altered his DNA and given him a mutant son. These factors led to Brian abusing Bruce physically. One of the people who helped Bruce cope with Brian's tantrums was his maternal cousin Jennifer Walters, with whom Bruce used to spend summers in the public library reading for hours, losing themselves to books. Bruce's life reached a turning point when Brian murdered Rebecca, and was placed in a mental hospital after being removed from his father's negative influence. After that, Bruce was raised by his aunt and father's sister, Susan Banner, who understood his great pain and rage over his childhood sufferings. Susan raised Bruce with love and care, as if he were her own child. Susan never wanted to deal with her brother after what he had done to Bruce and Rebecca. Bruce grew up as a highly withdrawn, intellectually gifted youth, in fact, a child prodigy. After graduating from Science High School, Bruce studied nuclear physics in Navajo, New Mexico, at Desert State University as the star student of Professor Herbert Josiah Weller. He also studied for a time at Harvard University. Citation needed. He later transferred to Pennsylvania State University where he briefly worked with Canadian student Walter Lankowski. Finding a similar interest in gamma radiation, he also worked with Peter Corbeau and Raoul Stoddard. It was during his time at Penn State that Banner found inspiration from noted scientist Albert Einstein and, like the famous scientist, bought a wardrobe consisting entirely of purple suits. As a young student, Bruce first met another student with a brilliant mind, Tony Stark. They both attended Dr. Diranikzadian's Forward Thought Conference at Oxford University. This would lead to a lifelong scientific rivalry between the two. They also became best friends. They eventually teamed up and joined the Avengers. Bruce obtained his doctorate in nuclear physics at the Caltech, alongside Philip Stearns, who later became Madman. Eventually, as an adult and a genius in nuclear physics, Banner wished to pursue philanthropic brands of science, but couldn't receive any financial funding for his projects and thus, in lack of other options, went to work at a United States Defense Department nuclear research facility at Desert Base, New Mexico. There Banner met General Thaddeus E. Thunderbolt Ross, the Air Force officer in command of the base, and his daughter Betty Ross. Banner and Betty eventually fell in love with each other. Banner designed and oversaw construction of the Gamma Bomb or G-bomb, a nuclear weapon possessing a high gamma radiation output. Banner was present in the instrumentation bunker at the test site for the first underground test detonation of the Gamma Bomb. Observing that a civilian had breached security and entered the restricted test area, Banner told his colleague Igor Starsky to delay the countdown while he tried to escort the civilian to safety. Starsky, secretly a Soviet agent, did nothing, confident that Banner would die in the explosion, bringing the project to a halt. Reaching the civilian, a teenager named Rick Jones, Banner threw him into a protective trench. Before Banner could get himself to safety, the Gamma Bomb detonated, and intense waves of radiation reached the surface. Banner was irradiated with highly charged radioactive particles. Due to an unknown genetic factor in his body, Banner was not killed by the radiation, which instead caused him to frequently transform into the vastly powerful, green-skinned, humanoid monster whom General Ross named the Hulk. At first Banner changed into the Hulk at sunset and reverted to human form at dawn. However, Banner's body eventually changed so that his transformations into the Hulk were triggered by the release of adrenaline when he became intensely excited or angry, no matter what time of day or night it was. Usually the Hulk possessed little of Banner's memory and intelligence and was easily enraged. While the military attempted to contain the Hulk, he thwarted their every attempt, with Rick Jones, feeling responsible for Banner becoming the Hulk, trying to help keep him away from the military. The Hulk ultimately thwarted an attempt to destroy America by the Gargoyle, another being mutated by gamma radiation. The Hulk changed back into Banner and helped cure the Gargoyle, who helped Banner escape back to the US, where, with the help of Rick Jones, he maintained his identity as the Hulk a secret and attempted to keep the Hulk contained at night. When Bruce next turned into the Hulk, his skin was green, a skin tone that remained the most constant for the Hulk. Banner became a target of the so-called Toad Men, who sought to invade Earth. Although at first their attempts to exploit Banner's intelligence made him appear to be a traitor to his country, Banner was able to use his might as the Hulk to thwart the Toad Men's invasion and thereby clear his name. In an effort to control his transformations, Banner began using a gamma-ray projector to force transformations into the Hulk and Banner vice versa. However, his Hulk persona was reluctant to transform back into Banner after the Hulk was shot into space and passing through a radiation storm. Rick Jones briefly found himself able to control him. They worked together to stop the circus of crime. Jones' control over the Hulk faded away. The Hulk's transformations were not limited to nightfall after this adventure. The Hulk next foiled a hoax perpetrated by the Russian agent Boris Munguski, Mungu, aimed at trying to learn the secrets of the Hulk's strength. Saved Betty from the underground ruler Tyrannus, and battled the Chinese General Feng when Gamma Base was the subject to sabotage. The Hulk was blamed and the Fantastic Four were called in to deal with him. This led to the first of many clashes between the Hulk and the Fantastic Four's Thing. In the aftermath, the scientist Karl Kort was ultimately held responsible. Shortly thereafter, the Hulk prevented Metal Master from invading Earth. The Sentry met the Hulk and found that somehow his powers soothed the Hulk's raging temper. They were partners for a time, battling the Sentry's eternal enemy, the Void. Eventually Sentry had to erase his existence from the minds of the world, and the Hulk forgot about his one-time partnership with the Sentry for many years. 40. Sentry Hulk Vol 1-1. The Avengers. The Hulk became a pawn of Loki, who tricked the Hulk into battling his half-brother, Thor. This plot was foiled, leading to the Hulk, Thor, Iron Man, Ant-Man, and the Wasp joining forces to form the Avengers and defeat Loki. The Hulk was a founding member of the group and together they clashed with Doctor Doom. The group's mistrust in him became apparent when they were manipulated by the Space Phantom, prompting the Hulk to quit. The Avengers began hunting down their unpredictable former ally. The Hulk found an ally in the Submariner, and clashed with the heroes, Thor in particular, but the Hulk was defeated and disappeared in the water. The Hulk soon resurfaced in New York City seeking revenge against the Avengers, clashing with them as well as the Fantastic Four, leading to a rematch with the Thing. The battle ended with Hulk being swept away in the New York harbor. The Hulk resurfaced back in New Mexico, where he was tricked by the Avengers into aiding them in preventing the Lava Men's attempt to eradicate human life on Earth's surface. While hiding out in a cave near Hollywood, the Hulk was disturbed when the Green Goblin's plot to use the Enforcers to kill Spider-Man encroached into his hiding spot, leading to a brief clash between the Hulk and Spider-Man before the Hulk fled the scene later. The Hulk was manipulated into battling his former Avengers comrades, Giant Man and the Wasp, by their enemy, the Human Top. Banner continued his stint as a scientist at Gamma Base. Meanwhile, General Ross suspected Banner of being a spy and having some sort of connection with the Hulk. The base soon became the target of the Chameleon, who had been hired to steal a new experimental robot tank designed by Banner. Banner's attempt to stop the spy was complicated by the arrival of Lt. Glenn Talbot, who shared General Ross' suspicions, at Gamma Base. When the military decided to move Banner and his tank to another base, the Chameleon's employer, the Leader, deployed his humanoid to steal it. The Hulk battled the humanoid and prevented it from stealing the device, but Banner himself was arrested by the military under suspicion of having something to do with this attempted theft. Banner remained a prisoner until Rick Jones revealed Banner's double identity to the President of the U.S., earning him a pardon. Banner went to Astra Island with his new experimental Absorbitron device. The island was attacked by Leader's humanoids, but Hulk defeated them. The battle ended with Banner being captured by Communist agents. Banner refused to work for the Communists and the Hulk freed himself and the other captured scientists. Thanks to the sacrifice of one of these scientists, the Hulk was able to fight his way out of Russia and ended up in Mongolia. There Banner was picked up by thief Kanga Khan, who attempted to hold Banner for ransom for safe return to America. Glenn Talbot, believing him to be a traitor, was sent to retrieve Banner, but the Hulk left Talbot behind and returned to the U.S., where Banner was arrested. Banner was again pardoned by the President and was allowed to return to Astra Island for another test. 56 The Leader's humanoids attacked again, and the Hulk and the Absorbitron were once again captured. 57 Banner used one of the Leader's devices to bring the army to the site. By the time they arrived, Hulk had sent the Leader fleeing. The military drove the Hulk back, only to find a seemingly dead Banner when they searched the site of the battle. 58-59 Rick Jones stole Banner's body and attempted to revive him in his lab. Another bombardment with the gamma-ray projector triggered a transformation into the Hulk, but for the first time ever, Banner's mind possessed the Hulk. This came at a cost. If the Hulk ever reverted to Banner, he would die due to a shrapnel fragment lodged in his brain. The Leader showed the power of the stolen Absorbitron to potential buyers by sending a gigantic humanoid to attack Gamma Base. The Hulk and Rick Jones were knocked away from the battle when General Ross fired his new Sunday Punch missile, destroying the giant humanoid. When the Hulk and Rick sought refuge in one of Banner's secret labs, the military followed them. Banner sent Rick out to hold up the military during an airstrike. The Leader teleported the Hulk away, seeking to form an alliance with him. The military assumed that their assault had atomized the Hulk. The Hulk refused to ally himself with the Leader. Realizing something was wrong, the Leader bombarded him with more gamma radiation and removed the shrapnel from his brain. He then sent the Hulk to the Watcher's home planet in order to steal the ultimate machine. There the Hulk clashed with the Amphibian, an alien who also sought the ultimate machine. After the Hulk had bested the Amphibian in combat, he was returned to Earth. The Leader took the ultimate machine from the Hulk and attempted to use the device. The Leader's plan backfired, as the machine seemingly killed him. Learning that Rick Jones was a prisoner of the military for refusing to reveal the Hulk's true identity, the Hulk attempted to seek a presidential pardon for his friend. In Washington, D.C., he was ironically attacked by the last weapon Banner had invented for the military, the Tirae-64. The Tirae transported the Hulk to the distant future of Earth 6676, a post-apocalyptic world ruled by King Urcom. There, the Hulk battled his enforcer, the Executioner. Ultimately, the effects of the Tirae wore off and the Hulk was returned to his native Earth 1664. Outed as the Hulk. Rick Jones, believing Banner dead, revealed the Hulk's true identity to General Ross and Glenn Talbot. Learning that the Hulk was alive and well, Talbot hounded the Hulk again with Banner's replacement, Conrad Zixon. This prompted Rick to also tell Betty about Banner's double identity. Ultimately, the Hulk killed Zixon for trying to use the Hulk as a battery for weapons he hoped to use to take over the Earth. The military chased after the Hulk, not knowing of Zixon's true plans. The Hulk, fleeing from Captain America, had a brief clash with Hercules. Then, the Hulk was used as a pawn by Tyrannus, who was then at war with another underground dweller, the Mole Man, over the Fountain of Youth. Later, the Hulk was caught in the middle of the secret Empire agent Boomerang's attempt to steal the new Orion missile, taking Betty as his prisoner. The Hulk managed to defeat Boomerang and then repeatedly battered him to an unrecognizable stoop, saving Betty. The Hulk sought out the Avengers in New York, only to be hounded by the authorities. While in New York, the Hulk was hounded by Spider-Man, who sought to capture him in an attempt to earn membership in the Avengers, a mission in which he would fail due to his sympathy for the Hulk. Number 1 of the Empire attempted to use the Submariner to destroy the Hulk. However, this plot failed and Number 1 accidentally blew himself up. A spy for the Empire sent the Orion missile off its testing course to impact with New York City. Banner redirected the missile to explode harmlessly in the ocean, getting into a battle with the leader's Hulk killer android. The Hulk eventually short-circuited the Hulk killer, although Rick Jones was injured in the fight for his part in stopping the Orion missile from destroying New York. The Hulk was hailed as a hero and received a full presidential pardon. However, the media frenzy frightened the Hulk off. The Hulk was attacked by Boomerang, seeking a rematch, seemingly ending in Boomerang's death. The stranger attempted to use the Hulk to wipe out most of humanity, hoping that the survivors would build a better world before leaving for the stars. Not wishing to be a menace, Banner attempted to kill himself with a powerful burst of gamma radiation. Banner was arrested by Glenn Talbot and locked up, leaving the spy Emil Blonsky to be mutated into the Abomination. The Hulk battled the Abomination, whom the stranger found more useful to his goals. The Hulk attempted to force the Silver Surfer to take him into space. The Hulk was next captured by hunters in the employ of the High Evolutionary. The High Evolutionary attempted to advance Banner's evolution by 10 million years to use him to keep his invading new men at bay. The Hulk was then tricked into helping the Lords of the Living Lightning capture Gamma Base. The Hulk turned against them for threatening Betty and put an end to their organization. In the aftermath, the Hulk was once again believed to be dead. The Hulk fell under the control of the Puppet Master, who had him attack Rick, estranging him and the Hulk for a time, and then sent him after the Submariner. Coincidentally, this was at a time after Namor had been exiled from Atlantis and was seeking an alliance with the Hulk. The clash between the two ended in a giant tsunami that ruined the Puppet Master's base and reverted the Hulk to Bruce Banner. Not recognizing the Hulk in his human form, the Submariner returned to the sea. Loki once again attempted to use the Hulk as his pawn, transporting him to Asgard, leading to a clash with the Warriors 3, the Executioner, and an army of trolls. Odin banished the Hulk into the deep reaches of space, where he clashed with the space parasite. The Hulk was captured by the US military, now fully backed by his longtime ally, Rick Jones. Banner was targeted by the newly restored Rhino, who was seemingly killed in a fuel truck explosion briefly back in human form. Banner was shot by Crooks, but he transformed back into the Hulk when being chased by police. The Hulk next battled the missing Link, an irradiated prehistoric man sent to attack America by Chinese communists. The Link was seemingly destroyed in an explosion when it reached critical mass despite interference from Glenn Talbot, Nick Fury, and his Russian counterpart Yuri Brevlov during this battle. Rick Jones was injured by the Hulk and then taken in by Captain America to become the new Bucky. Attracting the attention of the Mandarin, the Hulk was tested by the villain who hoped to work with him, but the Hulk rejected the offer, trashed the Mandarin's castle, and escaped. The Hulk accidentally freed the evil Inhumans led by Maximus, who attempted to overthrow Black Bolt's rule of Attilan. The Hulk wanted nothing to do with their rebellion and easily trounced them. Black Bolt offered the Hulk a place with the Inhumans, but after realizing that the other Inhumans feared him, the Hulk left the Hidden Land. After a battle against Fin Fang Foom, the Hulk was dogged by the Chinese military. The Hulk hitched a ride on an experimental rocket which crashed in the Antarctic. Banner awoke in the savage land and got captured by the swamp men who attempted to sacrifice him until he was rescued by Khazar. Hulk clashed with the alien robot Umbu the Unliving and destroyed it with Khazar's help and saved the Earth. Banner suffered from exposure to Umbu's radiation. Having detected the destruction of Umbu, the Galaxy Master captured the dying Banner and revived him. The Hulk battled the Sagittarians on a distant world and seemingly destroyed the Galaxy Master, freeing its slaves. The Mandarin sent the Sandman against the Hulk, resulting in the Sandman being fused into glass. The Hulk was once again captured by General Ross. With the Hulk in captivity, the leader returned alive and well and offered his services to neutralize the threat of the Hulk once and for all. To this end he trapped the Hulk in a plasticine prison. 98 Betty freed the Hulk, but by then it was too late to stop the leader from attempting to use the base's nuclear weapons to jump-start World War III. Although Bruce Banner stopped most of the missiles, the leader launched a second one, prompting Banner to become the Hulk again to stop it. Rescued and restored to health by Lady Dorma, a rival for Namor's affections. The Submariner defeated the Hulk in underwater combat when Mistress Farah convinced the Submariner that Dorma was romancing another man washing up on the shores of Costa Salvador. Bruce Banner found that the island had been taken over by Maximus and his evil Inhumans. The Hulk clashed with them, and Maximus retreated, fleeing to Florida. The Hulk ended up battling the Glob, a creature the Hulk would destroy before realizing it was much like him.